Franco Colapinto has been given a second chance at a Formula One career, and in this video, I'm going to give the blueprint. I'm going to give the steps for the next 5 races, the things that Franco needs to focus on to A, stay out of trouble, and B, give himself the best chance at success in 2025. If you speak Spanish and you're from Argentina, there will be a section at the end of this video for you. Si hablas español o eres de Argentina, hay una sección al final de este video para ustedes. So if you're interested in what my thoughts are about these next 5 races for Franco, definitely keep watching. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Martin. I'm a specialist technical coach and mentor for open formula drivers. Let me give you guys a little bit of context as to how we got into this position. So Franco was given the race seat in Williams in 2024 in Monza, and he didn't know it at the time, but he was moving into a very difficult period of the season. One that includes night races, one that includes a lot of street races, one that includes sprint races as well. And then we had wet weather for good measure. Now, I did my best at that time to keep him out of trouble through this channel and give him a little bit of advice or a little bit of a focus area for the upcoming races. So that included approach to street circuits, how to build a weekend, what to do if it starts to rain, how to keep out of trouble, the most important things to focus on in certain tracks, including qualifying sessions in Mexico and so on. So just to bring you up to speed and so that you can add the right weighting to what I'm about to say for the next 5 races, have a listen to what I said in 2024 and some of the outcomes that Franco had. So yes, it will rain this weekend. Saturday and Sunday looks like rain, so it's going to be dramas, guys. One of my tips for this weekend is to stay out of trouble. Like if you're Franco Colapinto, stay out of trouble, please. Keep the car pointing forward and on the black stuff. That's pretty much all you need to do because it's going to be chaos. It's going to be wet. It's going to be sprints. There's going to be drama at turn 1. It's just important to like keep it clean and see the checkered flag. Now, I said to you guys yesterday that what Franco Colapinto needs to do is do a lot of work on the soft compound tire. Why? Because qualifying is super important in Mexico. It's very difficult to pass. And so a lot of preparation on the soft tire needs to be done. Setting up the car on the soft tire, getting confidence with the soft tire, those are the 2 most important things. So let's have a look at the run plan and see if he did that. So what you can see is the top guys, the Piastri, Norris, Carlos, Verstappen's, Hamilton's, and Leclerc's, all just smashing the soft tire exactly like I said. But then you go down to Colapinto in 13 and he's done 11 laps on a medium, 9 laps on a medium, and then 6 laps on a soft. So that's sort of long-ish run. And he's only done 1 little quick quali run there with a 3 laps on the soft in his 4th stint, followed by another 8 laps on the medium. Guys, that's exactly the opposite of what I said he needed to do. There's no point doing all of that medium work if you're going to get kicked out in Q1. You need the confidence on the soft tire. It's very important. Potentially make or brace for Franquito. Looking forward to the weekend. This is a good point, guys. So let me just come off this. So with Franco, I mean, it's a street circuit. So he needs to do what he didn't do in Baku, which is stick it into the wall in practice. Street circuits, you have to build up for it. So make or break for Franquito, yes, he's going to need to like be a little bit tranquilo here and just take it easy because it's a track that's going to make you look silly. So build knowledge, build foundation, build confidence, build experience, work on the setup, let the track clean up. This is a cold night in Vegas, dusty situation. Just chill out, mate. The chances of you sticking it in the wall are high, right? Now, the reason that I'm showing you this is, again, so that when we talk about the next 5 races, you understand how important that focus area can be. It can literally make or break your career. And it's very important, therefore, that Franco really doubles down on this important thing. With that said, let's take a look at the next 5 rounds and see exactly what Franco needs to focus on. Okay, hopefully you can see that on the screen in front of you. And I've just got at the bottom here, the key focus area for each of the 5 rounds that we're going to have. So Franco's got Emilia-Romagna, Monaco, Spain, Canada, and Austria to look forward to. And I think it's important at this point that he looks at this level initially and just says, like, what are the goals and objectives for each of the weekends? What would good look like? Is it points? Is it Q3? Is it top 10? Is it ability to stay out of trouble? Like, what are the key focus areas? So Imola, one of my favorite circuits and heavily characterized by curbs because there's a lot of chicanes. So you've got Tembrello chicane, Baranta Alta chicane, Variante Bassa chicane is removed. The Villeneuve chicane is there as well. And for that reason, the focus area is chicanes. I want Franco, therefore, to practice chicanes, study chicanes, understand how to take chicanes. It's the equivalent of playing a tennis match, but only hitting forehands during that match. That's what we're looking at here in Imola. Ability to take chicanes and take chicanes well is going to push him up the grid. Keep an eye out for Kimi Antonelli. He knows how to take chicanes. Now, Monaco, the street circuit rule. This is the one that Franco broke twice. My street circuit rule basically says you need to see the weekend through and complete all of the sessions because a drop in confidence is very costly. So costly that it means that pretty much your weekend is over. You're going to have a bad quali, you're going to have a bad race, and it all stems back to that crash in P1 or P2. Very important, the street circuit rule in Monaco. For Spain, this being generally a bike track, and that Spanish they like, and particularly Spanish and Portuguese, they like to create these tracks for motorcycles, and with motorcycles in mind, you need a lot of traction in long corners. These tracks typically have a lot of turning and on throttle events. So turn 4 here is a increasing radius corner where you're going to need some good traction. And then down the back here, I think it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn 10 and 11, increasing radius. Again, traction is very important through there. I'm looking up here. And then we've got long corner of constant radius where traction is going to be important as well. So my focus area for Spain is going to be the traction in long corners. Again, we're going to talk to these in more detail. I'm just giving you the overview for now. Canada, we're back to chicanes. So we've got chicanes here in Canada. We've also got chicanes here in Imola. So it's the exact same thing that I think Franco needs to focus on, Canada and Imola, because literally Canada is made up of 4 or 5 chicanes and 1 hairpin. So it's very important that you understand how to take chicanes therefore. Austria presents a unique challenge with elevation. So you're going to need to know what to change when you're braking uphill versus downhill. Is it brake shape? Is it brake migration? Is it engine braking, trail braking, brake pressure, and so on? So I'm particularly referring to turn 3 and 4 that are the uphill and downhill braking zones respectively. And then the bottom of the track as well, just braking downhill into the final corner is very important. Also braking uphill at turn 1 is very important as well. So let's go over these in a little more detail. I'll bring up the whiteboard and we'll start with Imola. Okay, hopefully you can see that on the screen in front of you. So I'm going to draw like the first chicane in Imola, and this is the Tamburello chicane, and give you guys a little bit of an insight into what needs to be done here. Now, it's very important the way that the car hooks into this chicane and whether or not you take the second chicane or you avoid the second chicane for traction and go like that. I think the lap time really through the Tamburello chicane is going to be won or lost on the contact with the chicanes. So it's really important that Franco knows how to unload the inside front tire and connect that in with the chicane curb and then work out, like, is that a comfortable experience or not? Again, year on year and car on car and formula on formula and soft tire or hard tire, it's going to give you a different experience. So I just want to see like how Franco navigates this situation. There's also extents to which you can clip the curb, whether or not it has a sausage curb. Again, guys, I'm talking about the curb profile at this point. Does it have a sausage curb here? If this is the curb, you know, can you get your tire in here, or is it better if it goes here? Whereabouts across this curb is the best place? I think that's the secret to unlocking all of Imola's chicanes. Remember, like I say, you've got Tamburello, which is the first one. Tamburello. You've got Variante Alta, which is the other one. And then you've got the Villeneuve chicane as well. So these are the 3 chicanes which are very important, which I think Franco needs to study and needs to work out. Let's take a look at Monaco now. Now, Monaco is different, right? Monaco's the street circuit rule. And like I say, building a weekend is very important. Let me explain to you how this works, right? If I just draw it on a graph for you, you've got time over here. And this is going to be, let's say, Friday and Saturday and the race on Sunday. And this here, this axis here is going to be your confidence. Now, as you start the weekend, you start to build confidence, and it's really important that you continue on this trajectory and that you don't have any drops in confidence. This is the way street circuit works because they're not won on Sundays. They're pretty much won on Saturdays, and that's where you're trying to get to. You're trying to get to that peak of confidence there. Saturday qualifying is the most important time. After that, it's not here nor there. The problem is if you're going through Friday and you have a crash, your confidence drops and you're never going to reach that point back up there. It's too steep of a mountain to climb. Your confidence is going to drop down here, and come Saturday, your confidence will be here as you recover that. Now, the difference in qualifying across here and here is huge. This could be a 1 minute 10.1 and this could be a 1 minute 10.5. And that's the difference in just confidence, guys. That's what I'm explaining to you. So it's really important that Franco follows this growth trajectory in confidence during the weekend and actually makes it to that point there. So that's what I'm looking for the Monaco Grand Prix, guys. That's how the confidence works, and that's how the race is won. That's how you actually get to winning the race on Sunday, is via the confidence building that happens on Saturday. Now, the next track that we need to talk about is Spain. Like I say before, a lot of increasing radius corners. So if we take turn 4, for example, the increasing radius corner looks a little bit like this. You come in, you brake, and then it's all like turning and on throttle through that whole section. So once you hit the apex over here and we're traveling this way, it's all about like turning and on throttle to be able to get you through such a corner. So what are some of the things you can do to increase your traction potential? That's what we're looking for in these types of corners. Remember, increasing radius corners. So you'll be looking at potentially short shift. You'd be looking at throttle shape. You'd be looking at, obviously, application of the throttle as well is very important. The line. And you're also going to be looking at the way the car deploys the energy as well, at which point. So these are some of the things that you might want to play with, particularly the short shift, the throttle shape, your own application, the line. You're going to want to play with them on the exit, because the key here is to get to full throttle as quickly as possible. But the problem is you're turning and on throttle at the same time. So it's not a straightforward corner. So you're building speed, building downforce through, and then you've got to switch across before the hairpin that comes over here. So that's where this Spain has a lot of challenges. Now there's 2 long corners of increasing radius, and there's 1 long corner of constant radius as well. So I want Franco to brush up on these corners and really try to understand how to get the full throttle down as quickly as possible, whether that's line, throttle application, throttle shape, or short shifting as well. This is the key to unlocking the Spanish Grand Prix circuit. So I hope that Franco spends a lot of time understanding increasing radius corners and traction as well. Now, the 4th track that Franco is going to come across is, of course, Canada. Like we said before, Canada full of chicanes as well. So the same sort of thing applies. Remember, turn 1 and 2 kind of goes like that into a chicane. So you've got the left and the right. Again, this is really important, getting the car in on this curb so that you can just come straighter through turn 2. This is turn 1 and turn 2. Then you're presented with another chicane pretty much immediately after. This is turns 3 and 4. A chicane here. Remember, you've got a wall across here and another chicane here as well. So it's really important. The way you enter with this entry curb is very important, and get good traction. Another chicane down at 7 and 8. It kind of goes long and like that. Another chicane here. And you've still got 2 more chicanes, guys. So the way that you connect in with this entry curb is very important to be able to get through chicanes in Canada. So I want Franco to really brush up on chicanes, but not only do we have them in Imola, we've got 3 of them. And in Canada, we've got 4 or 5 chicanes as well. It's very important that Franco sets the car up and understands how to manage chicanes as well. So when we're talking about chicanes, things you can do, obviously soften the car. You've got suspension, you've got tire pressures, and obviously the way you make the contact with the curb as well are some of the things that can help you get through these chicanes. And it's very important that you look at the corners with this framework to be able to understand what is the most important thing that this track requires, and then go after the lap time in that direction. Okay, so for the Austrian Grand Prix, the difference now is that we've got a lot of significant elevation and braking into this elevation to deal with. I'll just paste in an image here that shows you guys the elevation that we're working with. Hopefully you can see that on the screen in front of you. And it's going to show you the elevation. For example, the uphill braking into turn 1, the uphill braking that has to happen in turn 3, the downhill braking that happens here, and the downhill braking that happens here. Now, very different requirements that are required for the braking setup in these types of corners. Braking uphill is very different to braking downhill. Some of the things you might want to leverage here, braking downhill that is an increase in engine braking, increase in trail braking. You might want to migrate rearwards. So I put BB MIG can go rearwards. You want to pull back with the gears a lot more. You want to brake a little bit softer as well into these corners. So these are the sort of tools that he can play with. Also with the brake shape and brake balance as well. Maybe the brake balance can go rearwards a little bit into this corner. There are so many tools, and I think for Franco, it's important to find a braking setup in downhill corners. Now with uphill corners, it's a little bit different. You can put the brake balance forward a little bit. You can also migrate the brake balance forward as well. You don't need to use the gears so much. You can be a lot more aggressive with your initial braking input into turn 1 and turn 3. So I think these are the things that the tools that I'm referring to, braking tools here, which Franco will need to play with and understand, because getting braking capacity here, and here, I think really is key to the Austria lap. So if Franco can understand how to use these tools, then I think he's going to have a nice quick lap time around the Red Bull Ring in Austria. So look, I hope that makes sense, guys. I know we covered a lot of ground very quickly there, but I just wanted to give Franco and Franco fans just a place to start, you know, something to focus on, something to keep front of mind when you go into these weekends. And just that way he can keep out of trouble, because he's got something to focus on. It's going to keep him busy. It's going to keep him focused on the correct thing. And if he can master that thing, I think there are points and lap time available for him as well. I'm just going to finish the video by saying a similar sort of summary to the best of my ability in Spanish for Argentina fans. So if you're interested in listening to me talk in Spanish, you're welcome to stay for the next part. Otherwise, that's all for this video. Hola a todos, hola la gente en Argentina. Soy Martín, soy un profesional enseñador de pilotos y quería hacer este video para mandar unos consejos para Franquito, para ayudarle en las próximas 5 carreras que tenemos. Franco tiene otro tiempo en Fórmula 1, entonces tengo 5 cosas muy importantes cada por carrera que Franco necesita pagar atención en esta dirección, en esta área, para tener las mejores posibilidades para ajurar puntos. Entonces, vamos a ver el foto que muestro antes. Y esta es la versión en español. Puedes ver, mira, Franco va a correr en las próximas 5 carreras. Se llama Emilia-Romagna, Mónaco, España, Canadá y Austria también. Y yo creo que cada pista y cada escenario tenía una cosa que necesita pagar más atención en este área. Por ejemplo, en Imola, chicanas son la más importante. Para conocer chicanas, cómo manejarlos, cómo hacer la configuración del coche para mejorar y para tener más posibilidades para llevar más tiempo durante chicanas también. Y en Canadá también tenemos lo mismo. Chicanas son muy importantes. Hay 4 o 5 chicanas durante la vuelta. Entonces, en estas 2 carreras, yo creo que Franco necesita estudiar chicanas y practicar mucho en chicanas. No importante como esas curvas largas, frenar demasiado, o como cambias de frenando, o la línea es muy como la suspensión, cómo usar ¿cómo se dice? Cómo usar los bordillos, que son muy importantes en chicanas. La próxima es Mónaco, y Mónaco es un circuito callejero. Entonces, yo tengo mi propia regla de circuitos callejeros. Es como crecer confianza durante la fin de semana. no es muy importante para hacer un buen trabajo en viernes o hacer muy rápido vueltas en viernes o sábado. No, no, no. Es muy importante crecer la confianza durante la fin de semana y hacer consistencia durante la fin de semana, porque la pista es muy como más como que confianza de tiempo de vuelta, si me entiendes. Entonces, si estás haciendo errores durante la fin de semana, tu confianza es cortado y no vas a hacer una buena calificación. En España tenemos un tipo de curva muy técnica, se llama curvas largas. Entonces, tracción es muy importante en curvas largas. Cuando quieres acelerador a la salida de las curvas, es muy difícil cuando tienes el volante también. Entonces, con volante y haciendo acelerador, es muy difícil salir de la curva. Por ejemplo, tenemos curvas largas aquí, 1, 2 y 3. Entonces, si Franco puede pagar atención en tracción, como hacer mejor tracción en el coche y también en su técnica, yo creo que él puede encontrar más tiempo de vuelta. Canadá ya lo decimos. Y Austria también presenta una, una cosa muy difícil y única también. Es frenando de elevación y cambios de frenando también. Frenando en elevación es como arriba o abajo también. Por ejemplo, en curva 1 y 3 es arriba. Y en curva 4 es debajo. Y también en 10 es debajo también. Abajo, lo siento. Entonces, tienes que jugar más con las cambias de frenando. ¿Ok? Con la cambia se llama brake balance, brake migration, engine braking, brake shape, trail braking, las marchas. Tienes que jugar mucho con estos cambios para encontrar la mejor configuración. ¿Sí me entiendes? Porque en curva 1, en curva 3 es frenando arriba y en 4 es abajo. Entonces tienes que cambiar mucho en el volante rápidamente para mejorar y encontrar tiempo de vuelta en la configuración del frenando, si me entiendes. En serio, ojalá que me entendiste. Si no me entiendes, mándame una comenta o pregunta y ojalá que te puedo ayudar más. Pero sí, yo quería decir que Franco necesita mantener el foco en esta dirección y no estar distractado con otras cosas, si me entiendes. Muchas gracias por escuchando este video. Ojalá que le ayudo. Y otra vez, si tienes una pregunta, mándame en las comentas. Si eres de Argentina, mándame donde. Muchas gracias. That's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, like and subscribe and leave me a comment. It definitely helps the channel moving forward. And I hope that Franco can take some of these advices moving forward. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.